Welcome to our deep dive, into the life and work of Enrico Fermi, a physicist who really left his mark on the world. Um,
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about a guy who excelled in both theoretical and experimental physics.
Yeah.
That's kind of a rare combination.
It's really remarkable, isn't it? He could conceptualize these complex theories and then, roll up his sleeves, get in the lab and test them out.
Right.
That dual mastery is a big part of what makes Fermi so fascinating.
Absolutely. And his achievements are pretty mind-blowing. I mean, building the first nuclear reactor,
Yeah.
winning a Nobel Prize at just 37,
Wow.
and of course playing a key role in the Manhattan Project.
All right.
So we're going to kind of take a journey through his life, following this path from childhood to these incredible accomplishments and beyond.
Yeah, it's a fascinating journey filled with, scientific breakthroughs, personal challenges,
Yeah.
thought-provoking questions that resonate even today. I mean, let's start at the beginning, where Fermi was born in 1901.
Yeah, and I read this anecdote about a young Fermi finding a 900-page physics book at a market and just diving into it.
Wow.
It's like he was destined for greatness from the start.
I know. It speaks to just an incredible thirst for knowledge, doesn't it? To not just be, drawn to a book like that, but to actually delve into its contents at such a young age. It's really remarkable.
Yeah, and that curiosity obviously didn't fade. He skipped a grade in high school, entered the University of Pisa early,
Wow.
and at 20 years old, he already had his degree with a thesis on X-ray diffraction.
Oh, wow.
It makes you wonder what we were all doing at that age.
Yeah, well, I doubt I was making groundbreaking discoveries.
Right.
But what's even more striking is that a few years later, while he was writing a book on relativity, he realized the enormous energy potential hidden within Einstein's famous equation, EMC2.
So, while most of us are trying to figure out life, Fermi was casually uncovering the secrets of nuclear energy.
I mean, it was a pivotal insight, right? One that would shape the course of his career and have profound implications for the world.
It's almost like foreshadowing, right?
Yeah.
This early realization paved the way for his later groundbreaking work with nuclear reactors.
Exactly. It's fascinating to see how these early experiences and insights influence his trajectory.
Speaking of trajectory, let's talk about Fermi's rise in the academic world.
Yeah.
At 24, he became a professor in Rome, leading this group of brilliant young physicists who became known as the Via Panisperna Boys.
Yeah, it was a remarkable group brimming with talent, pushing the boundaries of physics. They were making waves in the field of statistical mechanics, and it was during this time that Fermi developed Fermi-Dirac statistics,
Right.
which is a crucial contribution to our understanding of particle behavior.
So not only was he making his own discoveries, but he was also fostering this dynamic and innovative research environment.
Absolutely. And his own work continued to advance at an incredible pace. He developed the theory of beta decay, which is a process of radioactive decay.
Right.
And in doing so, he predicted the existence of the neutrino,
Wow.
a particle so elusive it wasn't detected until decades later.
It's mind-boggling to think about predicting something that wouldn't be confirmed for years. It speaks to his deep understanding of the subatomic world.
And he wasn't just theorizing, he was also a skilled experimentalist, and his work with inducing radioactivity using neutrons would eventually earn him the Nobel Prize in physics in 1938.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing how he seamlessly combined theoretical brilliance with experimental prowess.
It's a rare combination that made him such a force in the world of physics. But unfortunately, his life in Italy was about to take a dramatic turn.
You're referring to the racial laws that came into effect in Italy, right?
Yes, these laws, which targeted Jewish people, directly affected Fermi's wife Laura, who was Jewish. Faced with this increasingly hostile environment, Fermi and his family made the difficult decision to emigrate to the United States in 1938.
It's a reminder that even amidst scientific breakthroughs, real-world events can have a profound impact on people's lives, forcing them to make these difficult choices and adapt to new circumstances.
Absolutely.
So we left off with Fermi and his family arriving in the United States, seeking refuge from all the turmoil in Europe.
Yeah.
It must have been a huge adjustment for them.
Oh, absolutely. But even with all the upheaval, Fermi's dedication to science never wavered.
Right.
In fact, within weeks of arriving, he conducted the first nuclear fission experiment in the U.S.
Wow, talk about hitting the ground running. He didn't waste any time getting back to his research.
Not at all. And, his insights went beyond just the science itself. He was one of the first to warn military leaders about the sheer power of nuclear energy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he even gave a lecture at the Navy Department in 1939.
So he wasn't just focused on the discoveries themselves, but also on their potential impact on the world. That's a level of foresight that's really impressive.
It really is.
Yeah.
And, that awareness of the implications of his work, it's a recurring theme throughout Fermi's life.
Right.
It comes up again when we consider his involvement in the Manhattan Project.
Right, the top secret project to develop the atomic bomb during World War II.
Exactly.
It's hard to imagine a more significant and ethically complex scientific endeavor.
Absolutely. And Fermi's expertise was absolutely crucial to the project's success.
Right.
He moved to the University of Chicago and led the team that built Chicago Pile 1,
Wow.
the world's first self-sustaining nuclear reactor.
That must have been an incredible moment, knowing they'd achieved something that had never been done before.
It was a historic achievement, marking a pivotal point in both science and human history.
Yeah.
But it wasn't without its challenges. Fermi oversaw reactor development at Oak Ridge and Hanford,
Okay.
where he faced and solved critical issues like xenon-135 poisoning, which could have halted the reactor's chain reaction.
Oh, wow. So he wasn't just a brilliant theorist, but also a problem solver who could tackle these real-world engineering hurdles.
Absolutely. His contributions to the Manhattan Project extended even further. He joined Project Y at Los Alamos, leading the division focused on the theoretical and nuclear physics aspects of the bomb's design.
So he was deeply involved in nearly every facet of the project, from reactor development to the theoretical underpinnings of the bomb itself.
Yes, and he was even present at the Trinity test in New Mexico,
Wow.
witnessing the first detonation of a nuclear weapon.
It's hard to fathom what that experience must have been like, witnessing the sheer power they had unleashed.
It was a moment that undoubtedly had a profound impact on everyone present.
Right.
But even in the face of such destructive force, Fermi remained a man of conscience.
You're referring to his opposition to the development of the hydrogen bomb, right?
Exactly. After the war, Fermi, along with other prominent scientists, spoke out against the development of this even more powerful weapon, expressing deep moral and technical concerns.
Yeah, it took a lot of courage to take that stand, especially during the tensions of the Cold War. It shows that Fermi wasn't willing to shy away from the ethical implications of his work.
It certainly does. He even testified on behalf of his colleague, Robert Oppenheimer, who faced scrutiny for his own opposition to the hydrogen bomb. Fermi's loyalty and his commitment to speaking truth to power are truly admirable.
Okay, so we've covered Fermi's early work, his escape from Europe, and his pivotal role in the Manhattan Project. What happened after the war? Did he continue with his research? Yeah, it's amazing to think about everything Fermi accomplished before even reaching his mid-50s.
Right.
I'm curious, did his passion for physics stay strong even after the war and, the intensity of the Manhattan Project?
Oh, absolutely. His scientific curiosity never seemed to dim. After the war, Fermi returned to academia,
Okay,
became a professor at the University of Chicago.
right.
He also played a key role in establishing the Enrico Fermi Institute, which quickly became a hub for, cutting-edge research in physics.
So he went from developing nuclear weapons to nurturing the next generation of physicists. That's quite a shift.
It does show his versatility, doesn't it? But even as he mentored these young scientists, Fermi never strayed far from the research lab.
Right.
He shifted his focus to particle physics, making significant contributions to our understanding of pions and muons. Right. Those fascinating subatomic particles that are key to understanding the forces at play within the nucleus of an atom.
Yeah, it's incredible how he just kept pushing the boundaries of knowledge, exploring these new areas of physics with the same rigor and enthusiasm he brought to his earlier work.
Exactly. And his interests weren't limited to just, the subatomic realm.
Right.
He also explored cosmic rays, those high-energy particles that bombard Earth from space.
Right.
Fermi developed theories about their origins, suggesting that they were accelerated by magnetic fields in interstellar space.
So from the tiniest particles to the vastness of space, his scientific curiosity truly spanned the universe.
It really did. And speaking of the universe, we can't talk about Fermi's legacy without mentioning the Fermi paradox.
Right, the famous question that asks, if there are potentially billions of planets out there capable of supporting life, why haven't we encountered any extraterrestrial civilizations yet?
Right.
It's a question that still boggles the minds of scientists and sci-fi enthusiasts alike.
And it's a testament to Fermi's ability to think beyond the immediate, to consider these big existential questions about our place in the cosmos.
Right.
He wasn't content with just unraveling the mysteries of the atom. He wanted to understand the broader implications, the larger context of our existence.
It's inspiring, really.
Hmm.
Fermi's life shows us what's possible when brilliance is combined with unwavering curiosity and a deep commitment to understanding the universe around us.
I think that's a wonderful way to sum it up. His legacy is not just about the specific discoveries he made, but also about the way he approached science
Right.
with rigor, creativity, and just this relentless drive to push the boundaries of what we know.
Unfortunately, Fermi's incredible journey was cut short when he died in 1954 at the age of 53 from stomach cancer.
Oh, wow.
It's suspected that his early work with radiation may have played a role.
Yeah, it's a tragic reminder of the risks that these scientific pioneers sometimes take in their quest for knowledge.
Right.
But even though his life was shorter than many, the impact of his work continues to be felt today.
Absolutely. Enrico Fermi left an indelible mark on physics, on science as a whole, and on our understanding of the universe.
Right.
From his early work on nuclear energy to his groundbreaking contributions to particle physics and his thought-provoking questions about extraterrestrial life, his legacy continues to inspire and challenge us.
I think that's the perfect note to end on. Enrico Fermi's life is a testament to the power of human curiosity,
Yeah.
the beauty of scientific exploration, and the importance of asking those big fundamental questions about our place in the cosmos.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the life and work of Enrico Fermi.
Yes.
We hope you found it as fascinating as we did. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those big questions.